Hey Lakers fans, we need to talk about last night. Watching the game unfold was both fascinating and, honestly, a little painful. It wasn't just a loss. It was a reality check, a reminder that while the Lakers remain one of the top contenders in basketball, there are still levels that separate the good teams from the elite. This wasn't a close call, a back-and-forth battle that could have gone either way. From the opening tip, it was clear that the Lakers were facing a team that operated on a completely different plane. Oklahoma City didn't just outscore or outplay. They dominated, controlled, and dictated every aspect of the game. The Lakers weren't able to respond in any meaningful way, and it was a stark demonstration of the gap that still exists between being a strong contender and being championship ready. You could see it in every possession. Every time the Lakers tried to assert themselves, Oklahoma City had an answer, an adjustment, a counterplay. The Lakers looked tentative, almost overwhelmed, and it wasn't about missing one or two key players. It was about facing a team that is already in its prime, a defending champion that knows exactly how to impose its will. You could feel it in the energy on the floor. Every pass, every movement, every shot seemed to be anticipated and countered. This was not just losing a game. It was being shown what it takes to compete at the highest level consistently. And make no mistake, the Lakers are still a contender. They are unquestionably one of the top 5 teams in the league, capable of beating almost anyone on a given night. But there's a distinction that needs to be made here. Being a contender does not automatically mean being ready to win a championship, and this game was a vivid illustration of that fact. The Lakers can dominate some teams, certainly, but against the upper echelon, the true elite, the results are far less favorable. Oklahoma City demonstrated that gap, and it wasn't subtle. It wasn't like they snuck away with a narrow win. From tip-off, they made it clear that the Lakers were outmatched in every department: defense, rebounding, ball control, and execution. Turnovers piled up almost immediately. Players who have shown composure in other games struggled under the pressure, and even the most reliable members of the squad couldn't find solutions. It's one thing to lose a hard-fought battle, but it's another to be entirely at the mercy of the opposition. That was the story of this game. Oklahoma City dictated the pace, the positioning, the matchups, and the Lakers simply had no answers. The level of control displayed by the Thunder was a lesson in how a true contender operates, how every player knows their role, and how a team can simultaneously pressure and exploit weaknesses without faltering. At the same time, it's important to remember that this doesn't erase everything the Lakers have accomplished this season. They have proven their ability to beat the majority of teams in the league, and that record speaks for itself. They are not an underdog team. They're expected to be competitive, expected to contend, expected to reach the playoffs. But the consistency required to rise to the absolute top is different. It is about playing not just at a high level, but at the highest level, night in and night out, against the teams that will challenge you most. This game highlighted that reality in the clearest way possible. Watching the Lakers struggle against Oklahoma City also shines a light on the kind of adjustments and growth that will be necessary. Playoff basketball is a different animal altogether. The intensity is amplified, the focus is sharper, and the stakes are higher. Teams are forced to adapt, evolve, and refine every detail of their game plan. The Lakers have a window here. A few remaining games to address habits, solidify strategies, and find consistency in areas where they faltered. This game, as crushing as it felt in the moment, could serve as a guidepost for what needs to change. The challenge is not just to recognize the gap, but to close it when it matters most. Momentum is a tricky thing in basketball. It's not just about winning games. It's about building cohesion, developing trust among players, and learning to respond to adversity. The Lakers have shown flashes of brilliance this season, moments where everything clicks and they operate as a cohesive unit. But there are still patterns, turnovers at critical moments, lapses in defensive pressure, and slow responses to high-intensity situations that need correction. Playoff success hinges on refining these details, taking what has worked and making it reliable, repeatable, and resistant to the pressure of elite opponents. There's also a psychological component here. Experiencing a game like last night can be humbling, but it can also be motivating. It forces a team to confront its weaknesses head-on and creates a tangible benchmark of what it takes to reach the very top. The Lakers are not starting from scratch. They're already among the best teams in the league, with the talent, experience, and capability to contend. What remains is the process of leveling up, addressing deficiencies, and learning how to impose themselves even against teams that outmatch them in size, speed, or strategy. Every possession, every mismatch, every failed defensive rotation was a lesson. And while the loss stings, it also demonstrates the areas where the Lakers can grow, evolve, and prepare for the postseason. The playoffs are an entirely different environment, where the same team is faced multiple times, adjustments matter more, and preparation can outweigh raw talent. If the Lakers can internalize the lessons from this defeat, use it to sharpen their strategy, and build on the progress they've made in recent weeks, they still have the potential to become a team that can compete with anyone. Even as we discuss the shortcomings, it's important to remember the broader perspective. The Lakers are not an unproven team. They are seasoned, skilled, and still positioned to contend. The challenge is consistency against elite competition and the ability to respond when the margin for error is minimal. Each game, each practice, and each strategic adjustment matters in building the type of team capable of reaching and winning the finals. They have the pieces, they have the talent, and with continued focus, they can develop the habits necessary to compete at the highest level. One of the keys to this process is developing consistency. Talent can carry a team for stretches, but consistency is what turns talent into dominance. The Lakers have shown flashes of brilliance this season, moments when everything comes together seamlessly. The passing, the defense, the rotations, the energy. But those moments must be extended and repeated night after night. Opponents will exploit any lapse. In the playoffs, lapses are far more costly. The difference between being a top 5 team and a true championship contender lies in the ability to sustain excellence, not just sporadically, but relentlessly. Another factor to consider is resilience. The playoffs are physically and mentally taxing, and teams must navigate adversity while maintaining focus and execution. Injuries, unexpected challenges, and momentum swings are inevitable. The Lakers must cultivate the ability to respond to these situations without losing composure. This is where leadership and experience come into play. Veterans who have been in high-pressure situations can guide younger players, keeping the team grounded and focused even when the game seems to be slipping away. The March stretch has offered glimpses of potential, but also reinforced the areas that require attention. Wins against certain opponents have highlighted what the Lakers can achieve when they execute their game plan effectively. At the same time, the losses to elite teams underscore the importance of refining every detail: defensive assignments, shot selection, communication, and decision-making under pressure. Every mistake is a lesson, and every success is a blueprint for what needs to be replicated and reinforced. Building chemistry is another crucial component. Talent alone doesn't create synergy. Players need to understand each other's tendencies, anticipate movements, and operate as a cohesive unit. That kind of connection doesn't happen overnight. It develops through practice, shared experiences, and learning from setbacks. The Lakers have a mix of experienced stars and developing talents, and blending these pieces effectively will be essential for sustained success. The playoffs will test these dynamics more than any regular season game ever could. Expectations in the postseason are different. The intensity is magnified, the scrutiny is sharper, and every possession carries greater weight. Teams play each other multiple times, adjusting strategies and countering tendencies. The Lakers need to approach this phase strategically, building on each round, learning from each matchup, and elevating their performance incrementally. Each series is an opportunity to strengthen weaknesses, reinforce strengths, and gain the experience needed to contend with the best teams in the league. Leadership on the floor will be vital. Players need to take ownership of their roles and responsibilities, ensuring that everyone is executing the game plan effectively. Mistakes will happen, but the response to those mistakes can define the outcome of a series. Communication, accountability, and trust in each other are non-negotiable traits for teams aiming for a championship. The Lakers have the talent. Now is about transforming that talent into a synchronized, unyielding force capable of overcoming adversity. Finally, mindset and confidence cannot be underestimated. Believing that you can compete with the elite is essential, but that belief must be backed by preparation, discipline, and execution. The Lakers have faced setbacks this season, but those setbacks are opportunities to grow stronger, to identify areas for improvement, and to sharpen their skills. With the right adjustments, focus, and resilience, the Lakers have the potential to progress through the playoffs, each round bringing them closer to their ultimate goal. It is a process, a journey that requires commitment, consistency, and unwavering determination. The Lakers' potential is undeniable. The talent is there, the experience is there, and the opportunity is ahead. What remains is the execution, the discipline, and the commitment to improvement. Each game, each possession, and each lesson learned contributes to the team's development. The journey is ongoing, and while setbacks like last night are painful, they're also invaluable for the team's growth. As the season progresses, the focus must be on refining systems, building habits, and preparing to face elite competition in the playoffs. If the Lakers can achieve that, there's every reason to believe they can compete for a championship, overcoming the challenges and adversities that have defined their season so far. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on, whispers are growing louder across the league, and in Los Angeles, speculation has begun to take on a life of its own. The latest rumor, sending ripples through front offices and fan circles alike, suggests that Walker Kessler could be on his way to the Lakers, a move that would signal a dramatic shift in identity for the storied franchise. While nothing has been confirmed, the idea of Kessler donning purple and gold is quickly gaining traction. Known for his imposing presence in the paint and elite shot-blocking instincts, Kessler has built a reputation as one of the most promising young defensive anchors in the game. If the rumors hold any weight, the Lakers may be positioning themselves to reinforce their interior defense with a player many insiders have quietly labeled as a future Defensive Player of the Year contender. Around the league, executives are said to be monitoring the situation closely, unsure whether this is early groundwork or something far more advanced. The phrase, "new sheriff in town," has been casually thrown around in conversations tied to this speculation, hinting at a potential changing of the guard in Los Angeles. For a team that has long relied on star power and offensive firepower, the addition of a defensive-minded center like Kessler would mark a philosophical pivot, one centered on toughness, rim protection, and control of the paint. Sources close to the situation suggest that internal discussions, if they exist, are being kept tightly under wraps. Still, the fit is intriguing. The Lakers have, at times, struggled with consistency on the defensive end, particularly against dominant big men. Kessler's arrival, in theory, would address those concerns immediately, giving the team a reliable anchor capable of altering opponents' game plans. Of course, rumors are just that, rumors. But in a league where moves often materialize from the faintest whispers, this is one storyline that refuses to fade. If Walker Kessler is indeed bound for Los Angeles, the balance of power in the Western Conference could quietly be shifting. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.